late May 2014, graziers, local councils and researchers gathered at Auteuil station to get an in-depth look at the rapidly changing landscape of weed control. In a bid to win back productive land from Prickly Acacia in the upper catchments of the Lake Eyre Basin, Regional Natural Resource Management Group Desert Channels Queensland kicked off an ambitious program. They invested in developing new mapping and control techniques, refining existing ones and bringing these together for maximum impact. Landholders throughout the infested catchments signed up early to form weed pacts. The people who gathered at Auteuil got a first-hand look at how this initial work is paying off.
We did the core of that with the drone, and then we done a buffer zone by the ATVs and hand.
I didn't realise it was so bad over in this area. You realise now that it's bad in a lot of parts of Western Queensland, not only just the place I live.
You protect the natives, you spray, and you use, in our case, Access and Diesel and Star Rain and Diesel.
To find the most cost-effective methods of weed control, DCQ ran major trials across a variety of land types. These trials provided knowledge and expertise to underpin efficient rollout of the regional weed program. People were bussed around the control works on Auteuil. They saw the results of deploying the drone and ground-based methods in a strategically planned approach in line with the DCQ area management plan.
Using the UAV, it looks a better result than I expected. Having seen it up at Sespania, I thought it looked like a toy machine there, whereas it's done quite some good work here at Auteuil.
To achieve what we've done here, we used a variety of techniques, from basic hand application of wet and dry chemicals through to using ATVs and using the drone. We planned which technique to use where to become as efficient and save as much time as possible. And on the area we've done here in Auteuil, we had a 98% reduction in the cost of diesel compared to conventional ways, and we've had a 40% saving in time. It's actually cost us only 14% of what it would cost conventionally if you went in and done it by hand, or, well, you couldn't use machinery in these areas because of the erosion risk. Through the techniques DCQ's employed in this area, there's been a huge saving. For all this to happen, landholders need a plan under the DCQ AMP to get into the depression lines and use these chemicals.
DCQ staff ran a technical day prior to the field day to update the collaborating government departments and to demonstrate how the new control techniques are both effective and also comply with the landholders' obligations under legislation for vegetation and environmental management and chemical use. The government officers that attended inspected the Auteuil works, which are in the Mitchell Grass Downs on very low slopes.
It's quite impressive, the amount of work that's been done. The techniques are good, they're secure, there's no movement of chemical. So it ticks all the boxes in terms of, good ways of applying herbicides and protecting native vegetation.
We're at the beginning of winter, so he's not going to get a lot of growth.
So our people in Brisbane sat down with DCQ and worked out some of those rules, talked about what they were going to do.
Peter Webley is enthusiastic about the productivity and environmental gains that are possible from this use of the area management plan that DCQ developed with his department.
Yeah, it's been a great collaborative operation. At the end of the day, we want to see the regional ecosystems working well, because in Mitchell Grass Downs, if the regional ecosystem is there and working well, it equates to production for you guys.
Wayne Vogler explained the Department of Agriculture, Fishery and Forestry's $1.88 million War on Western Weeds, a project which is aimed mainly at Prickly Acacia and will work with community and industry to develop new tools, improved management approaches, stronger biosecurity systems and new biocontrol research. Biosecurity is of particular interest to landholders keen to keep weeds out of their properties.
And with most weeds, it's all about seed. Whether it's stopping it being produced, stopping it germinating, stopping it moving.
Wayne has been working closely with DCQ on mister trials. Initial results are positive and show they can effectively kill prickly acacia using misters. This work is at proof of concept stage and needs to show that the initial results are repeatable using current herbicide application rates. Once repeatable, it will enable an application to be submitted for approval of this misting practice.
One key thing, it's not a currently registered practice.
Ron Pether, the host of the day, shared a small dose of wisdom of hindsight.
Like when we first bought it, it just didn't seem like a problem. And I think if we knew what we were in for, we wouldn't have came in.
He talked about the problems with managing kangaroos and feral animals and the challenges of working in the infested country.
We picked up one mob of goats, 2,000. So, and you can imagine underneath that there was just no grass. You do get a protein value out of it, but it's normally mid-year. You don't really need it. At the end of the year when people think, oh, this is when the plant's going to do the job, it's dead as. Yeah, no value at all. This is shocking, eh? You're picking thorns out for weeks afterwards. Yeah. That's why I had to get glasses, to be quite honest. I couldn't find the thorns. So I knew they were there, but I couldn't see them.
The gathered crowd also had presentations from speakers on other land management issues. They heard about feral pig control using pig hoppers, the proposed wild dog barrier fence, the economic cost of weeds, and how to assess land condition.
The response I got off most landholders is, you've achieved a hell of a lot here, and it's opened our eyes up to what you can do. And I don't think people were expecting to see such a good kill rate, plus save the native trees.
To actually, see results, share ideas, and it's been well coordinated. It's been very helpful.